G'day guys, another video. I'm in Joondalup. It's quite nice. I think this is a regional park. They have great footpaths, great vegetation trees, and a beautiful lake, Joondalup Lake. The downside is a little bit noisy. I don't like the noise from the highways. Not a big fan of the noise. Today I want to talk about the housing in Perth. I saw a house today in Edgewater. It's a 5-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms and a swimming pool. The house quite round down. I think it's built in the 1950s or 1960s. They have solar panels installed on the roof and the okay maintained swimming pool without the swimming pool fence. So that's really a downside. The land is 915 square meters of land, and the square area of the house, if not include the garage, is probably around 200 square meters, or actually 220, around that amount. Quite a lot of shades, one shade at the front and 2 shades at the back. It's quite run down. You buy the house, you need to spend money for the do-ups. So that are gonna be extra money you're gonna spend for the renovation. I'll just show you guys what's in front of me. Beautiful lake, Joondalup Lake. Look at that. A lot of ducks swimming in the lake. Some kids doing the fishing. Change it to myself back. Beautiful lake, so I see myself. Hey guys. So the house that I checked earlier is $1.2 million plus by the vendor, right? It's a rundown house. I think the value comes from the area. It's like a 20 minutes drive from to Perth City. 20 minutes drive is about 20k of the distance, and a big land, 915 square meters of land. When asking price is 1.2 million Australian dollars, right? 1.2 million. So if you change to New Zealand dollars, that'll be 1.33. Based on the current exchange rate of 1 to 1.22. So it's not cheap, and you have to pay the council rate of $1,800 or $1,900, and then you have to pay the water corp for $1,200. So that'll be $3,100 for your expenditures, right? I think it is quite expensive to own a house, and on top of that you have to pay insurance, right? Those insurance, there's a lot of kids really enjoy the life, I guess. Kids here, I think their parents bought the house quite early, and then they enjoy the life, which is good. What happens if they grow up, right? When they become 18 or 20 years old and they have to buy a house for $1.2 million, will they be able to afford it? The amount of mortgage, right? And what else? Insurance, council rate, right? you have to pay like well over $1,000 a week for your mortgages, for your housing expenditures. So definitely those housing is overly priced for the younger generation. So that would be really problematic. Yesterday I was asking AI how to get around with the current extremely high housing prices, and they're talking about bits and pieces. Give me a few options, but none of them actually works. The only thing that gonna work is you could move overseas, really. They ask you to buy a house in the cheaper regional area in Australia and live, in the lifestyle, right? Or you build a house with modern technology, But the thing is, the land is already expensive. No matter what kind of technology you have, the land is sitting at $500,000 for a 400 square meter of land. And then, it doesn't matter what kind of technology you use. You will be paying a fortune for the housing. And the regional area is very, very far. Most of the people, they have to work in the cities, right? And then without those access, without a job, how can you afford any money? And what's the point, right, of living a life? You are supposed to be able to pay and to live. In general, I think the current price is a bit too high for younger generations. I'll take a video another time because I'm gonna pick up my son today. But all in all, 1.2 million for a rundown house in Edgewater, which is 20K from Perth City. I personally think it's overly priced, and you're gonna spend a lot of money on the rentals. If you're not buying for development, I think it might be better just to buy a house in Alkimos. It's cheaper, newer, maintenance free for $900,000. Standard 4x2. So yeah, unless you want to do development, holding up the big land, also not. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of money to do any development around. The swimming pool is already there, sheds already there. There's going to be a lot of work for the development, and you have a house right in the middle. What are you gonna do, right? So most people wouldn't do that kind of reno, and you buy the house, you pretty much just leave it. And if you leave it, why not buy a newer house? And you enjoy the life, enjoy the house, at least for a few years, right? You don't need to worry about broken carpet, the kitchen, this cooktop doesn't work, So it's a lot of things you need to consider to buy an extra old house. And 1.2 million is a high price tag. I wouldn't buy it for myself. If I would buy house for a family, definitely I prefer somewhere under 1 mil. Doesn't matter where it is, right? Because we're young Aussies, how can you afford like 1.5 or 4.4x2? Plus, it's not a huge popular city in the world. It's not like Los Angeles, not New York. This is not Sydney, yeah? We are, by any means, we are like a third tier city, in the world stage. I'm not saying it's a small city. By world stage, in the world stage, Perth is a small city, it's nowhere near to Paris, Hong Kong, Tokyo, So the price should be reasonable, Otherwise, what's the point, right? Just get the people, just move around, go to other place, really, You don't want to spend like 1.5 for older housing. So not worth it. Anyway, I gotta pick up my children. I'll catch you up next time. Bye.